Are you just starting out on the ketogenic diet and feeling under the weather, like you've got the flu? That could be the keto flu. If you're feeling nauseated, tired, fatigued, muscle cramps, constipation, those are all symptoms. And my 5 simple steps are going to help you to avoid them. Hi, my name is Kristen, and I'm a certified ketogenic health and wellness coach. And on this channel, I help individuals like you lose the weight and heal their bodies naturally through a ketogenic diet. On this channel, you can expect tips, tricks, recipe ideas, and natural health techniques to help you heal your body and lose the weight. When you first start eating a ketogenic diet, you might feel some sugar cravings, some hunger pains, or maybe even a little bit tired. But what you shouldn't feel is nausea, constipation, muscle fatigue, heart palpitations. These are all what we call the keto flu, and it's totally avoidable. So what is the keto flu? It's nothing more than an electrolyte imbalance. Get your electrolytes in order and you'll start to feel great again. There are 5 simple steps to keeping your electrolytes in order. The first one is going to be sodium. Whenever you start the keto diet, your body is going to release a lot of fluid. It doesn't need this excess fluid because you're not getting the excess carbohydrates in. So it's going to release the fluid, and along with the fluid is going to go the sodium that is stored in your body. And you're not getting a lot of sodium in a natural ketogenic diet if it's well formulated, like you would if you were eating frozen pizzas and McDonald's food and things like that. That's all loaded in sodium. Did you know that a McDonald's milkshake has more sodium in it than their French fries does? So sodium is found in a lot of processed foods. But when you're eating a ketogenic diet, you're eating more natural foods. You're eating more meat products, and they don't contain the amount of sodium. And our body needs sodium to process different functions. And that is why sodium is such a key mineral that we need to get in. And even today, if I don't get enough sodium in, I can totally feel it. I start to feel dizzy and lightheaded and just totally off my game. So one way to get sodium in that I like to do is to add it to bone broth. You can take a simple bone broth like Kettle and Fire. It's a great natural bone broth. They make it with no additives, no preservatives, and it's really wholesome. So you just heat it up in a cup, and I add a couple of half teaspoons of salt in it and drink it up, and it's great. You can also add sodium on your food. You can salt your food. That's a great way. You can cook with it, before you even sit down to eat. As you're cooking your meal, put it in there. Salt it after you've plated it is a great way. You want to get in 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of salt a day. Now this depends on your weight and basically your body. You want to listen to your body and see how it feels. If you don't feel like 2 teaspoons is enough, if you're still getting lightheaded or dizzy, then definitely increase it a little bit. And make sure you're getting the water in with that. Another way that I like to get my sodium in is I add it to my water, and I use some essential oils such as lemon essential oil or grapefruit essential oil, and I just put a couple of drops in there, and I get the extra health benefit of the essential oils. The lemon is going to help flush out my system of toxins. The same with the grapefruit. They're going to flush toxins out of your system. It's going to flavor your water so that you don't taste the salt. You just sprinkle a little bit in, a nugget or 2 of the pink Himalayan salt, and drink it up. You can do that each time you get a glass of water to get your sodium in. You can do it a couple of times throughout the day with whatever you have left. What I recommend is to take a little cup and put your salt intake for the day in your cup, like 2 to 2.5 teaspoons in the cup. And as you cook, you use it, you sprinkle it on. As you eat your food, you sprinkle it on. And then what you've got left throughout the day, you just sip in a cup. Some symptoms of low sodium is you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel fatigued, you're going to have muscle cramps, dizziness, like I said. For me personally, I find that if I'm low on sodium, if I stand up real quick, I get real dizzy in the head, and lightheaded, like I'm gonna kind of pass out type deal. So that's a sign to me that I've been lagging on getting my sodium in. The next tip I want to talk about is magnesium. Magnesium is another important mineral that we don't get in as much these days. We used to be able to get it in through our water source because our waters ran, over rocks and through meadows and through the ground and absorbed the minerals that were in the ground. And these days our water supply is so filtered and processed that it's void of all the minerals that we need in our body, so we don't get it in. And a great way to get that in is to get it in through mackerel, almonds, or spinach. These are all keto-friendly foods that are high in magnesium that you can incorporate into your diet. I also recommend taking a magnesium tablet. So the recommended brand that I take is Doctor's Best, and I recommend you take between 400 and 800 milligrams of magnesium. It's great to take before you go to bed. It's very relaxing and calming, so it'll help you sleep better. If you do have high blood pressure, I would recommend splitting that up and taking 400 in the morning and 400 in the evening, or 200 in the morning and 200 in the evening. In the morning, your blood pressure is naturally high, so if you take it then, it'll help bring your blood pressure down a little bit naturally. Most Americans are deficient in magnesium, so you want to really focus on that. If you're experiencing low magnesium, you're going to feel muscle cramps, anxiety, weakness. For me, I personally get extremely bad muscle cramps. And I remember when I first started doing the keto diet, I didn't know about the keto flu, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and my legs would just be aching so bad. And I really didn't understand why it was doing this. The more I researched keto and got involved in it and learned more, I learned that my electrolytes were imbalanced, and magnesium was one of those things. So if you're suffering from, constipation, muscle cramps, you definitely want to add magnesium in, and I recommend it for everybody. My son, we even give magnesium to. He's 5, and the way I give it to him is through a lotion. So Jordan's makes a magnesium lotion. It's great for kids. I just get a little bit, rub it on his feet at night, rub it up his legs. It helps them sleep better at night. You can also do Epsom salt bath. If you check out my website, I just recently posted how to make bath fizzes, and we use Epsom salt in them. When my son takes a bath at night, he throws one of those in the tub. It fizzes. It's got, some coconut oil in it. It's got some essential oils in it to help him sleep better, and it's got the Epsom salt. So as he sits in the bath, his body will absorb it, but I don't have to worry about him swallowing the pills. The third tip I have is potassium. Now this one you want to kind of feel out. If you've increased your sodium and you've got that electrolyte imbalance, and you've done the magnesium and you've got that electrolyte imbalance, and you're feeling great, then you don't necessarily need to add potassium. We're getting a lot of potassium in the foods we eat. There's potassium, beef is very high in potassium, avocados are high in potassium, and spinach is high in potassium. Those are all keto-friendly foods that we tend to eat. Also, salmon is high in potassium, so you don't necessarily need to supplement with a tablet, but if you are going to supplement with a tablet, I would suggest the Now brand, and you want to get no more than 200 milligrams of potassium. Now this particular one comes in 99 milligrams, and I take just one tablet. I do eat a lot of beef though. It's probably one of the main sources of meats and proteins that I get in, so I don't want to overdo it on potassium. If you're feeling heart palpitations, muscle cramps, or twitching, like if your eye is twitching, those are all signs of potassium deficiency, so you want to go ahead and add in that potassium tablet. I suggest you talk with your doctor before taking any supplement. Obviously you want to talk with your doctor, but especially with Potassium, you want to check with your doctor because some blood pressure medications do contain potassium already, and you don't want to overdo it on potassium. The fourth tip that I want to talk about is water. Water is such an important part of our bodies. Did you know that 22% of our bones are made up of water? 83% of our blood is made up of water, and 75% of our muscles are made up of water. So water plays a huge role. If you don't have water, you're going to get constipated. Water transports nutrients into our cells, it protects our organs, it lubricates our joints, it helps us break down food for energy, it helps our kidneys and our liver function to expel the waste so that our kidneys and our livers don't have to work so hard. So there's a lot of different functions that water does for our bodies, and if we are dehydrated, we're definitely going to feel it. You're going to experience constipation, you're going to experience dizziness, fatigue. Those are all dehydration symptoms. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting your water intake, and what I highly recommend is half of your body weight in water, and you want to spread that out throughout the day. So I like to wake up first thing in the morning, drink a big glass of either warm water or cold water with a little bit of my lemon essential oil in it, and then some salt in it. So my body is well hydrated. I've got a big glass of water in it, so I've got my water, and I've got my sodium in it for my electrolytes, and then throughout the day I just continue on with that process and refilling my water bottle. I always have one sitting next to me so that I'm reminded to keep taking a sip here and there. You want to avoid drinking a ton of water while you're eating because that'll dilute the enzymes in your stomach, so it makes it harder to break down the food. But before you eat, after you eat, definitely make sure you're getting that water. So my next tip doesn't really help you with the keto flu so much as I like to incorporate it with all of my clients who are starting the keto diet. It is collagen. And adding in collagen is great for your gut health. It is also great for your skin elasticity and your hair and your nails. So I always recommend adding that in as well when you start a ketogenic diet. You just add a little bit to your bone broth, sprinkle some in if you're doing coffee or hot tea in the morning, put a scoop of it in. I'd only do about 1 scoop a day. You could do 1 to 2 scoops is fine. And it'll really help with the gut health, and then also your hair, your skin, your nails, your skin elasticity. So as you're losing the weight, your skin is naturally going to lose elasticity. The more heavy you've been, the more elasticity it has lost. So it's going to help you regain some of that so you don't get so many wrinkles when you do lose the weight. So those are my 5 tips to avoiding the ketogenic flu, or what I call an electrolyte imbalance, because really that's all the keto flu is. It's you've imbalanced your electrolytes because you've flushed out all of those minerals that your body needs. So let's recap. First, you want to start out with sodium and make sure you get your salt in, 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of salt a day. Next, you're going to add in your magnesium, and that is 400 to 800 milligrams a day. Followed by potassium, you want to get in no more than 200 milligrams a day. I would start out at 99, or also start out with just incorporating more potassium-rich foods like your beef into your ketogenic diet. And the fourth one is water. Make sure you're drinking at least half your body weight in water, if not more. And the fifth one is adding in collagen for your gut health and your skin, hair, nails health. So I hope that you enjoyed this short video on how to avoid the ketogenic flu. If you've got any more keto questions, please drop them below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. If you'd like to learn some more tips on how you can master the ketogenic diet, make sure you click on the video on your screen right now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on more keto knowledge, and I'll see you in the next video next week.